Hey guys, I'm Kurt with Offroad Armor. I got my brother here, Justin, and today we're going to be putting on a set of ArmorTech doors on this Can-Am Defender Max. We'll go through the installation procedure and give you guys a review at the end, and we'll go ahead and get started on that now. All right, the first step in installing the ArmorTech doors is going to be take off your door nets. We've already went ahead and did that, so we didn't waste our time there. But and now next we are going to take off the sidebars. So go ahead, take your socket and take these sidebars off, and we'll move on to the next step. All right, guys. So we went ahead and we took off the bars on the front here, as you can see. We also popped off the back of the seats here. So Justin right here is popping off the back. As you can see, it just pops right out of there. Allows you to get better access to the bolts that are down there that he's taken off. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna do all 4 doors and take these bars off, and we'll move on to the next step after that. All right, guys, we're gonna take bag 36. Bag 36 is gonna have your mounting hardware for this piece right here. So this is where we're gonna attach the hinge to. And I've already gone ahead, and there's a 2-inch bolt here that you're gonna put through this hole, and you're gonna put it where the nets were hanging right here. That's just gonna hold it in place for us. And then we're gonna take this bracket here, and we're gonna mount that to the inside of here. Now there's holes on the outside of here, so you're gonna know where to put this. And we're gonna go ahead, put the bolts in there. We'll move on to the next step. All right, guys, so we completed the front hinge section here, and as you can see, it's got a pretty sweet ArmorTech logo cut out in it. I love that. We're gonna move on to the back door here. Now I've already gone ahead, put the bolt through here. It kind of just holds it there. As you can see, it's just holding it there. And now we've already got a back panel on this machine, so it's really not too big of a deal. You just put this bracket here again, and we're gonna go ahead and squeeze this in behind there, and it will squeeze in behind there, and no issues there. And then we're gonna go ahead, put the 2 bolts in here, and we'll move on to the next step after that. Up until now, we haven't had much issues. It's actually been pretty piece of cake. Now I did want to say I'm keeping everything somewhat loose, just because there's always gonna be some minor fitment adjustments that we're gonna have to make later on. So again, I'm keeping this loose. Justin's gonna go ahead and work on the other side, and we still have these bolts loose, so we're gonna go on and move on to the next step here. Next up, we've got this Z bracket that we're gonna be putting on the inside of here. There's a hole right here for it. Now we're gonna take the 2 bolts that we took out of the handle that was already in the machine. We took those out. We're gonna use these and these 2 holes here, and in behind there, you're gonna put a bolt through here. So just like this, and easy enough. Next up, we're gonna take bag 16 here. Bag 16, and there's different sections of bolts. We're gonna take the screw type bolt and the longer one. So it's the second one from the bottom. And we're gonna take this, put it in this hole, and we're gonna attach that Z bracket to this. So we're gonna mount the bottom of that. So we're gonna go back to this bolt here. We finished up putting these in. Again, kept it for the most part kind of loose, so that if we need to make any minor adjustments. But we've got this bolt here. What I'm gonna do is take this back out. I'm gonna put a washer on that, and we're gonna put this nut on the back side. So it on the back side of where we put the nets, we're gonna put that back there so it holds it in. Guys, after you're done putting all the bolts in, you're gonna go ahead and tighten this piece down. And then we're gonna move to the striker pin mounting bracket here. And so go into the number 16 bag, and you're gonna go into where you see the striker pins, and we're gonna go ahead and put this little piece right here goes inside here. Like that, goes inside the frame in that hole, and then this is gonna mount right here. So it's gonna look like that. We'll go ahead and get that done, show you what that looks like. All right, guys, so we've got this plate here that we put inside there. Now the welded on nuts need to go towards the inside. And again, we've kept it loose because obviously there's probably gonna need some adjustment there. So we'll go ahead and keep those loose. We just got them slightly threaded on. And then next we will take the striker pin here, and we'll mount that on there, and we'll take a look, see what we do next. All right, guys, so we went ahead, put the striker pin on here. Now, I just hand tightened it because we're gonna need we want all the adjustment that we can get out of this striker pin mount here. So we're gonna go ahead and keep that loose. As you can see, put some washers. That's gonna be an 11/16 nut there, and a 3/4 socket for here whenever we do go and tighten that down. Next up, guys, we've got the hinge pin. Now we're gonna put this hinge pin with the pin facing upwards. So we're gonna put that in right here. Again, I've got the bolt and the washer on the outside. I'm gonna put a washer, a lock washer, and a nut on the inside. And that way the hinge that's gonna go on the door is gonna slide right onto that like a Jeep. So it'll be nice and easy to take off during the summer. We'll go ahead and get that put on. All right, guys, so we finished putting the hinge on the front hinge mounting plate for the front door, and we're gonna put the other side right here, and on the door we're gonna bring it all the way back as possible, and then we're gonna put a washer and a lock washer and a nut on the back of here. So we'll go ahead and put them on right here, obviously, and right there. We've completed putting our hinges on our mounting plate here and on the door. Now, when I set this on there, it wouldn't go down all the way. So what we had to do was loosen these up a little bit more so that it would turn. There is quite a bit of an adjustment on the hinges on the door. So we went ahead and loosened those up, and now we can take this door on and off as we please. Obviously we've got a top on there, so we're gonna go ahead and put it back on just like that, and you can see how easy that was. And we'll go ahead and work on putting the door handle on next, so once we tighten those down. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. So we've got the door mounted, and what I've done is I've closed it, and I've noticed that really this striker pin mount just needs to be bolted back here. So what I've got is a 3/16 hex key here, and we're gonna go ahead, get this tightened down, and shut the door and see how it closes. So we finished putting the door on, and we did have to make a couple adjustments here in the hinges, and we also needed to make a slight adjustment here in the striker pin bracket. But as you can see, we've got a really nice seal there, and the next step is we need to put the door handle on. So the door handle, in the bag 16, you're going to take the silver bolt, and you're going to take the darker nut and put the silver bolt through the nut, and then you're going to put it right in here on the door handle. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and then we're just going to put it right on the door. So you're going to use the darker bolts on the inside of the door to fasten this down. We'll go ahead and get that taken care of and see how we can get it to work. As you can see, we've put the 3 bolts in here to get to fasten the door handle on. Now I want to show you guys right here. Hopefully you can see that, but we put this bolt here, just extends that out. So when we push this in, as you can see, this is what's going to allow you to open and close the door. So this is going to be crucial here, and you can see we put a nut on there to lock this in place. So now that we've got the door put on, we got everything tight, we've got the door handle put on, and we've got the striker pin and the mount right here. We noticed when we closed the door that the striker pin needed some adjusting, not too much though. So we, as you can see, closes nice and tight. The bulb seal around here, the rubber bulb seal, is, I mean, it's airtight. It is awesome. So we have a finished door here again. So we finished the front door, now we're moving to the back door. Pretty much the same thing. We've got these tightened, we're gonna tighten that down. We're gonna tighten this top one down. We're gonna put the hinge brackets on here. And as you can see, this is the rear door, a little bit smaller, but we'll go ahead, put the hinges on there, put the door handle on, and we'll show you the finished product. All right, so we've already got our door put on here. We put our door handle on the outside of that. So we've got two different brackets here. The bracket you're going to use, this is on the driver's rear door. We're going to put this right here, and you're going to use the bracket where the pin is going to be on the lower part. So let me just go ahead and get this put on real quick here. Slide that up into there, and so we've got room for play. All right, so now that we've got the striker pin bracket on there, we're gonna put this striker pin. Now I just hand tightened it, so we're gonna leave that loose right now. We're gonna go ahead and shut this door right here. Oh man, it shuts awesome. So that is pretty solid right there. I think what we're gonna do is crawl in from the inside, get these tightened down, and then we'll go ahead and tighten that down. So as you can see, we've got a finished product here, Can-Am Defender Max full steel doors by ArmorTech. You can get these on offroadarmor.com, by the way, but I just want to show you here how they open and close. Now this window does open here, so that's kind of a nice thing. I want to show you guys that real quick. So as you can see, it opens. Both of them open, so the rear door does as well. We'll go ahead and show you this door open here. Now, a couple of the product details. It's rhino lined, so really nice, really tough, and a really nice bulb seal, like I think we mentioned earlier. And it is all steel. It's an all steel frame, so it is very solid. It's going to last you guys a long time. And we feel great about selling this product. We think they've made a tremendous product here. And once again, you can go on offroadarmor.com to purchase these, and we'd greatly appreciate your business.